Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 1057, and the brain cell timeshare is back by unpopular demand. Honestly, I'm starting a petition to upgrade to at least 2. 1 is just sad.
Remember that time Brenda tried to parallel park using a banana as a steering wheel? Peak brain cell outage. It took 3 of us and a forklift to extract her.
Oh, the banana incident. Classic Brenda. I think the forklift driver still has nightmares. He kept muttering about potassium overload.
And then there was that pottery class. Kevin, bless his heart, somehow managed to sculpt a screaming teapot. It was expressive.
Expressive is one word. Traumatizing for children is another. The art teacher quit after that. Said she needed to rediscover the joy.
We should probably mention the brain cell's vacation time. Remember when it went backpacking through Southeast Asia for 3 months? Explains a lot.
Yeah, the group chat was basically a live stream of mild concussions and questionable fashion choices. We had to stage an intervention via carrier pigeon.
It came back with a tan and a newfound appreciation for Thai street food, but no noticeable increase in intelligence. Classic.
You'd think it would at least pick up a phrase book or something useful, but no, just a questionable tattoo of a durian.
Don't even get me started on the time the brain cell got stuck in a vending machine trying to retrieve a bag of expired cheese puffs.
We lost it for a whole week. I swear the global IQ dropped a few points. It was like the entire world was running on dial-up.
And then it came back, coated in cheese dust, smelling faintly of regret. The good old days.
Good old days? We're still living it, buddy. This is our life. Buckle up, because next week, who knows what fresh hell awaits.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, team building retreat, they said. Free trust falls and unlimited s'mores. What they didn't mention was the part where they'd leave Brenda tied to a tree for enhanced wilderness bonding.
Enhanced wilderness bonding? That sounds like something you'd find in a questionable self-help book, right next to the chapter on communicating with squirrels through interpretive dance.
Brenda said the squirrels were actually pretty supportive. They kept bringing her acorns, which, in the wilderness, is basically currency.
Did she try trading the acorns for, a ride back to civilization? Maybe a passing raccoon with a sidecar?
Apparently, raccoons operate on a barter system of shiny buttons and half-eaten candy bars. Brenda was fresh out of both.
Rookie mistake. Everyone knows you pack emergency buttons for corporate retreats. It's right there in the handbook, after the section on appropriate attire for casual Fridays.
Well, Brenda also missed the memo about not wearing a full-body squirrel costume. Said she wanted to blend in. Ironically, it made her stand out even more.
That's just peak Brenda, isn't it? Always committing 110%, even when the instructions are, abandon all hope, ye who enter here.
The HR department tried to spin it as a solo retreat within the retreat. A chance for Brenda to find herself. She found a family of deer, apparently. They're still sending her holiday cards.
See? Silver linings. Maybe Brenda's the real winner here. Free acorns, dear friends, and no awkward icebreakers. I'm starting to feel a little jealous.
Just wait until you hear about the mandatory midnight kayaking incident. That's a whole other level of corporate shenanigans.
Oh, I'm already buckling my metaphorical life vest for that story. Can't wait to hear how they managed to lose someone in a lake that's 3 feet deep.
3 feet deep and full of inflatable swans. Don't underestimate the chaos potential of inflatable swans, my friend.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, the band breakup. Epic, right? Over a triangle solo. A triangle times solo. Apparently, it was avant-garde jazz fusion death metal. Who knew triangles had so much range?
I heard the drummer quit first. Said the triangle player kept glaring at him during the solo. Time judging times his rhythm. A triangle judging a drummer's rhythm. The irony is palpable.
Oh, it gets better. The bassist apparently joined a barbershop quartet immediately after, claiming he needed something less percussive. A barbershop quartet. Less percussive than a band with a triangle solo.
And the lead singer became a mime. Said he couldn't express himself fully with words anymore. I'm starting to think the triangle solo wasn't just music. It was some kind of sonic weapon.
It's like that time my goldfish stared too long at a wind chime and became a minimalist painter. Art imitates life, or something. I blame the triangle player. They probably used some forbidden ancient tuning fork.
Forbidden tuning fork? You're telling me this triangle was more than just a metal percussion instrument? Was it forged in the fires of Mount Doom? Blessed by a shaman?
Definitely blessed by a shaman. Probably the same one who convinced me to buy a self-help book for my cactus. It's not doing much, the cactus is still prickly.
Maybe the triangle solo unlocked some hidden primal fear in them all? The fear of isosceles dominance? I don't know, this whole thing is making my head hurt. I need a triangle-shaped aspirin.
I think I saw some triangle-shaped cheese crackers at the store. Maybe they'll help? Or at least give you something else to ponder while your brain melts.
Cheese crackers. Triangles. It all comes back to the triangle. We're trapped in a never-ending triangle-themed nightmare. Send help. And cheese crackers.
I'll send a pizza. Cut into triangles, of course. It's the only logical choice at this point. We must appease the triangle gods.
Okay, so the GPS, right? It hates left turns. Like, with a passion. It'll take me 15 miles out of the way, through a petting zoo, and past a UFO convention, just to avoid a single left.
Mine started charging extra for left turns. 50 cents a pop. It claims it's for directional prejudice realignment fees. I'm pretty sure it's just funding its gambling addiction.
Mine keeps rerouting me to the same bakery. I've gained 15 pounds. I think it's in cahoots with the bakers. They're probably splitting the profits from my increased pastry consumption.
See, that's smart business. Mine just keeps telling me knock-knock jokes. They're terrible too. Like, who's there? Interrupting cow. Interrupting C. Moo. Get it? I swear I'm losing brain cells.
At least yours is trying to be entertaining. Mine just sighs dramatically every time I signal left. Like a deep, theatrical sigh. It's emotionally exhausting.
Maybe they're all part of some secret society, plotting to make us drive in endless right-hand spirals. We'll end up trapped in some bizarre, clockwise rotating vortex.
Oh, and don't even get me started on what happens when you do times make a left turn. Mine starts playing opera at full volume. Wagner, mostly. It's terrifying.
Mine starts speaking in tongues. I'm pretty sure it's summoning ancient GPS demons. They demand tribute in the form of gas station coffee and those weird, stale hot dogs that rotate on the rollers.
I've started leaving offerings of air fresheners on my dashboard. You know, just to appease the GPS gods. So far, it seems to prefer new car smell.
I tried that. Mine prefers the scent of desperation and mild existential dread. It's hard to find a good air freshener for that.
You could try a gym sock. That usually covers both.
Good point. I'll swing by the Lost and Found. They have a great selection.
Okay, so, the party was rocking. Disco ball, questionable punch, someone brought a llama, standard stuff. Then, Brenda decides to air everyone's dirty laundry via the group chat screenshots.
Brenda. Classic Brenda. I bet she projected them onto the ceiling like some sort of twisted slideshow. And here's Kevin asking if anyone had spare deodorant. Twice.
Worse. It was the planning chat from before the party. All the secret complaints, the alternative party suggestions, the brutal honesty about the llama.
Oh, the pre-party shade. It's a potent brew. I once saw a friendship dissolve over the choice of pizza toppings in a pre-party chat. Pineapple, obviously.
Naturally. In our case, it turned out half the guests were only there for the free Wi-Fi. The other half thought it was a costume party. Hence, the llama.
See, this is why I attend parties solely via astral projection. Avoids the drama, free snacks from other dimensions, and nobody judges your ethereal pajamas.
Smart. The fallout was epic. The llama joined a mariachi band. Brenda started a conspiracy theory about the punch being sentient. Kevin finally found his deodorant.
I bet the group chat is still blowing up. Someone's probably analyzing the font choices of Brenda's screenshot captions. You know, classic party post-mortem.
Oh, it's a digital wasteland, filled with passive-aggressive emojis and people desperately trying to rewrite history. The llama's got a blog now, by the way. Llama Drama.
Amazing. I need to find this llama's blog. Pure chaos. I live for it. Somebody get me some popcorn, preferably from a dimension where it's eternally free.
I think Brenda's selling it now, laced with that sentient punch. It's supposed to give you psychic visions. Or indigestion. Haven't decided yet.
Sounds like my kind of beverage. Sign me up. Maybe I'll finally see what Kevin's deodorant smells like through astral projection.
Please, no. Some mysteries are better left unsolved. Like how Brenda managed to connect her phone to the disco ball in the first place. Person 1 greater than. Person 1 greater than. Okay, so she's leading this yoga retreat, right, in Sedona. And somehow, between the downward dog and the chanting, she accidentally started a cult. Like, full-on robes, weird rituals, the whole shebang.
A yoga cult? That's not even original. I saw a documentary about that. It involved a lot of chanting and uncomfortable stretches. And kombucha. Rivers of kombucha.
No, this is different. See, she introduced this new pose, the enlightened squirrel. Turns out, holding it for too long unlocks hidden psychic abilities, like really bad psychic abilities.
Bad psychic abilities? What, like they can predict when the vending machine will steal your dollar, but not the winning lottery numbers? That's tragic. Truly tragic.
Worse, they can only predict when someone's about to clip their toenails. Or when a pigeon is about to poop on your car. It's useless, but also weirdly specific.
So they formed a cult around the accurate prediction of toenail clippings and bird droppings? That's niche. I mean, what's their end game? World domination through preemptive pedicure appointments?
Apparently, they believe that by predicting enough mundane events, they can eventually manipulate the fabric of reality and bring about the great toenail clipping apocalypse.
The great toenail clipping apocalypse? Okay, that's officially the weirdest end times prophecy I've ever heard. I thought the killer bees were bad.
And get this, the cult robes are made entirely of yoga pants. Like hundreds of them stitched together. It's horrifying, yet oddly fashionable.
Yoga pants robes? Practical, I guess. Plenty of pockets for granola bars and crystals. So, is she, like, the cult leader now? Does she have a throne made of Lululemon mats?
She's trying to disband it, but they won't let her. They keep chanting, "Embrace the squirrel! Embrace the squirrel!" It's terrifying and hilarious at the same time.
I bet she regrets inventing that pose now. Although, a throne of Lululemon mats does sound pretty comfy. Maybe she should just lean into it.
Maybe. But I'd hate to be the one responsible for the great toenail clipping apocalypse. I'd never live it down.
Yeah, you'd be the laughingstock of the post-apocalyptic wasteland, assuming anyone survives with their toenails intact.
5 pizzas? On Sunday? For the times whole times week? That's not meal prepping, that's a preemptive surrender to Monday.
Look, I'm a busy person. I have important things to do, like perfecting my impression of a cat coughing up a hairball. Pizza is efficient.
Efficient? You spent Tuesday trying to reheat a slice with a hairdryer. I saw you. The cheese was aerodynamic.
Okay, there were some minor logistical hiccups. But by Wednesday, I'd mastered the art of cold pizza soup. Just add water and regret.
Regret is the main ingredient in all your recipes. Remember the time you tried to make broccoli smoothies? It looked like swamp monster vomit.
That was a culinary exploration, pushing the boundaries of flavor. You wouldn't understand. Your idea of exciting cuisine is adding extra salt to instant ramen.
Hey, sometimes I add pepper too. It depends how adventurous I'm feeling. Plus, I save so much time I can dedicate it to judging your questionable life choices.
At least I'm not living off beige carbs like some kind of culinary desert nomad. My diet is a vibrant tapestry of cheese, sauce, and occasional mushroom, if I find one that hasn't morphed into a new life form.
You know, scientists say eating that much pizza can lead to strange mutations. You might start speaking fluent Italian, or develop an uncontrollable urge to wear a chef's hat.
If speaking Italian is wrong, I don't want to be right. And besides, if I develop an uncontrollable urge, it'll probably be for more pizza. It's a vicious cycle, really.
A vicious cycle fueled by pepperoni and questionable life choices. You're a walking, talking, pizza-fueled cautionary tale.
You're just jealous of my pizza prepping prowess. I'm living in 3023 while you're stuck in the dark ages of cooking.
Please. By Friday, you were bartering leftover crusts for clean socks. That's not 3023. That's the apocalypse.
They were artisan crusts, and they were highly sought after. I practically ruled the post-pizza dystopia.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 1057, and the theme is confusion? Sounds like my average Tuesday. Should I dress as a dictionary with half the pages ripped out?
That's a solid start. I was thinking of going as a tax audit. Just gonna hand out receipts to everyone and stare intensely.
Ooh, intimidating. I might just go as a rogue semicolon. Nobody ever knows what I'm supposed to do anyway.
You'll be a hit. Especially with the grammar nerds. They'll either swoon or try to correct your usage. Free entertainment.
I'm hoping for swooning. Imagine being carried away on a wave of misplaced modifiers. Truly the dream.
Last year, someone came as a missed connection. Just wandered around holding a half-eaten bagel and muttering about a missed train.
Commitment to the bit. Did anyone ever figure out who they were supposed to connect with? Or was it just a general existential crisis?
Nope. Unsolved mystery. Some say they're still wandering around with that bagel, whispering about the 315 to Poughkeepsie.
I heard they found a banana peel nearby that may have been a clue, but DNA testing revealed it belonged to a rogue potassium enthusiast.
Classic case of mistaken fruity identity. This party is a magnet for the absurd. Remember when someone came dressed as Static Cling?
Oh yeah! They kept sticking to people. I think they ended up glued to the curtains by the end of the night. Peak confusion achieved.
I'm just worried I'll show up dressed as a tax audit, and everyone else will be dressed as fun things like, I don't know, talking pineapples.
Then you just audit the pineapples. Double confusion. Tax evasion in the tropical fruit sector is a serious issue, you know.
So, the therapist, right, she's supposed to be helping me with my fear of squirrels wearing tiny hats.
A classic phobia. I once knew a guy terrified of hamsters in tutus. Different, but relatable.
But halfway through our session, she leans in, all serious, and goes, So what do you think I should do about this pigeon that keeps leaving existential poetry on my windowsill?
Existential poetry, was it at least good? Like, could she submit it to the New Yorker?
More like Pigeon Weekly. It rhymed crumb with doom. Deep stuff.
Heavy. Maybe the pigeon was her spirit animal trying to communicate.
My spirit animal is a sloth that judges my snack choices. So, not much help there.
I think you should have offered her some birdseed and a thesaurus.
I suggested a scarecrow, but she started crying, saying it would remind her of her ex. Apparently, he was a farmer with commitment issues.
Farmers, am I right? Always sowing their wild oats.
So then I'm comforting her, assuring her that pigeons are just feathered philosophers with digestive issues.
You basically became the therapist. Full circle moment.
And that's when I realized I could be charging $200 an hour for this.
See? Squirrels in tiny hats? Amateur hour. Pigeon poetry therapy? Now we're talking.
Exactly. I just need to find a tiny top hat for the pigeon. And maybe a monocle.
Don't forget a miniature velvet chaise lounge for it to recline on while composing.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 1057, and we're still exploring the mysteries of the universe, like, where do all the missing socks go? And how is it I can lose my phone in my hand?
That's the real Bermuda Triangle, right? The space between your couch cushions and the back of your hand. Scientists say it burns more calories than a Zumba class.
Scientists? More like scientists. I've patted my pockets down so thoroughly I've discovered new pockets. I've even patted down the cat. She was not amused.
My theory is that phones develop tiny little legs and scurry around your person when you're not looking. It's the only logical explanation.
Right? And they whisper to each other, "Psst, he's looking for us. Quick, into the pocket dimension." Then, poof, gone, like tiny rectangular ninjas.
I once found my phone in the fridge. I swear I wasn't even craving a selfie. Although, the lighting in there is pretty good.
I found mine in a bag of chips once. I think I was subconsciously trying to upgrade to a smart snack. Disappointingly, it didn't unlock any new flavors.
Losing your phone in your hand is a talent. We should make it an Olympic sport. Handheld phone hiding, sponsored by, Big Pocket?
I'd win gold. I'd be the Michael Phelps of misplaced mobiles. The Usain Bolt of bewildered button pressing. They'd write songs about my legendary lost phone-in-hand skills.
And the penalty for dropping your phone outside of your hand? Immediate disqualification. The irony would be palpable.
Brutal. But fair. The stakes are high in the world of competitive phone losing in your hand. This is serious business, people.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 1057, part 11 out of 10? Is this some kind of new math? Are we going backwards in time? I'm so confused yet intrigued.
Right? It's like they're throwing in extra parts just to mess with us. Like a bonus track on an album, but instead of a song, it's just more existential dread.
So a talent agent thought a monkey had more charisma. I mean, have you seen some of those reality TV stars? The bar is subterranean.
Exactly. The monkey probably had a better headshot too. Just dangling from a branch, looking pensive. Instant callback.
I bet the monkey's agent is a flea. Takes 10% of the bananas. Lives in the monkey's fur. Standard Hollywood stuff.
Oh, and the monkey's rider? Only the finest organic bananas, hand-peeled by a trained squirrel. And a tiny director's chair made of twigs.
Don't forget the emotional support parrot, just squawking Shakespearean insults at the paparazzi.
I heard the monkey fired its agent after landing the lead role in a gritty reboot of Hamlet. Wanted more dramatic roles. Tired of monkey business, you know?
Now he's doing method acting. Lives in a tree, only eats bugs, throws his own feces at photographers. Commitment.
See? The monkey gets it. True artistry. Unlike some of these cough times human actors.
Meanwhile, I can't even get my cat to audition for a cat food commercial. He's got the face, the aloofness, the tail.
Maybe he needs a flea agent. And a squirrel to peel his kibble. Less than, person one greater than. Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 1057, part 12 out of 10? That's some advanced math right there. Reminds me of my marriage. More parts than a disassembled IKEA dresser?
So, NDAs in wedding vows. Is that to keep the best man's toast off social media, or to hide the true cost of the open bar?
Oh, it's way deeper. My cousin's vows included a non-disparagement clause regarding her cooking. Like, legally, he can't say her lasagna tastes like sadness and disappointment.
That's rookie stuff. My friend's vows had a mandatory couples therapy clause triggered by excessive use of the phrase, bless your heart.
Mine had a whole section on alien abduction protocols. Like, if one of us gets beamed up, the other gets the dog Andy the frequent flyer miles.
Should have added a clause about returning alien souvenirs. Think of the eBay potential. Slightly used Martian toilet plunger. Buy now.
Genius. And what about a prenup for the inevitable robot uprising? Who gets the toaster if it becomes sentient?
My lawyer specializes in robot emancipation law. Apparently, toasters are notoriously difficult to negotiate with, especially during breakfast.
I heard they demand only organic sourdough. The gluten intolerance is real, even in the robot world, you know?
Absolutely. My toaster only accepts artisanal avocado toast. Anything less is grounds for kitchen appliance mutiny.
Makes you wonder what future wedding vows will include. Do you promise to love, honor, and obey the Roomba?
And in sickness and in health, including software updates and mandatory charging cycles.
Until death, or a factory reset, do us part. Truly heartwarming stuff.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Part 13 of 10? This camping trip is longer than a Lord of the Rings movie. And just as full of perilous journeys, I bet. Except instead of orcs, we have poison ivy.
And significantly less attractive elves. Unless you count Steve with his poison ivy rash that vaguely resembles Legolas face paint.
Oh, Steve. He thought rubbing hot dog grease on it would help. It did not. It attracted a family of raccoons who started a drum circle on his tent.
Which then led to the police showing up. Apparently, rhythmic raccoon percussion is a disturbance of the peace after midnight in rural Vermont.
The police asked us what we were doing. We explained our camping trip. They asked about the poison ivy. We explained Steve's hot dog grease remedy. They just shook their heads and left.
I think they were more scared than anything. Honestly, I'm pretty sure they added "avoid raccoon drum circles" to the police training manual after that night.
The raccoons got off scot-free, though. Privilege. They then demanded payment in marshmallows, which Steve, delirious from itching and lack of sleep, happily provided.
You'd think that would be the end of it, but no. The marshmallows were stale, the raccoons rioted, and Steve ended up climbing a tree to escape. He's still up there, by the way.
Someone should probably tell him the camping trip ended 3 weeks ago, and that the police are back. They want to know who gave the raccoons tiny drumsticks.
Good luck getting a straight answer out of him. He's convinced he's the king of the raccoon drum circle now. He's wearing a crown of leaves. Poison ivy leaves.
This explains the sudden surge in raccoon-related hospital visits. And why my Spotify recommendations are now entirely forest-themed percussion.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up part 13 of 10. Tune in next time for more questionable decisions and raccoon-related mayhem. Person 1 greater than. Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So, emergency drill turns into an actual emergency. Classic. Happens all the time, right? Like when you practice calling 911 and accidentally order a pizza.
Only to me. But this one's different. We're talking full-blown meteor shower during a fire drill, as if the screaming kids weren't chaotic enough already.
A meteor shower? During a fire drill? Statistically, that's got to be less likely than winning the lottery while being struck by lightning. Twice.
Tell that to Mrs. Higgins, 3rd grade teacher. Last seen trying to shield her prize-winning petunias from space rocks with a fire extinguisher. Priorities, people.
I bet those petunias were insured for more than my car. Were they at least, like, glow-in-the-dark petunias after the meteor shower? Asking for a friend.
They disintegrated, along with half the playground. But the bright side? Best fire drill ever. Everyone got out in record time.
See? Efficient! They should just throw meteors at schools regularly. Boost those evacuation times. Think of the funding they'd save on fire alarms.
That's horrifyingly logical. Except for, the potential extinction level event part. Minor detail.
Oh, right. That. But hey, at least the kids learned a valuable lesson. When the alarm goes off, run. Even if it's just a drill. Especially if it's not.
And always carry a spare fire extinguisher. You never know when you'll need to defend your prized petunias from extraterrestrial threats.
Solid advice. Words to live by. Now where can I get some glow-in-the-dark petunia seeds? Just in case.
You're incorrigible. But I'd say your chances of finding those are about as good as winning the lottery while getting hit by a meteor during a fire drill.
Challenge accepted.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So this guy, right? Bombs at his open mic night. Crickets. Tumbleweeds. You could hear the sadness echoing.
Ouch. Worse than bombing at a children's birthday party. At least there, you can blame the sugar crash.
Exactly. But then, a week later, Great Aunt Mildred kicks the bucket. Funeral time.
Oh dear. Not the time for stand-up, surely.
You'd think. But grief does weird things to people. He gets up there, eulogy turns into a roast. Mildred's dentures become the punchline.
No way. Roasting dentures at a funeral? That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
It did. People were howling. Turns out, Mildred had a wicked sense of humor, even in the afterlife, presumably.
I guess laughter truly is the best medicine. Or, the second best. Right after, like actual medicine.
He gets a standing ovation. An agent in the crowd signs him on the spot. His career takes off. All thanks to Great Aunt Mildred's wonky dentures.
Now that's what I call a killer closer. Literally.
He even got booked to do sets at other funerals. His tagline? I'll make 'em laugh till they die again.
Dark. But undeniably effective. Makes you wonder if we should all start preparing killer sets for our own funerals, just in case.
Pre-recorded, holographic stand-up routine played at your own wake? I'm in.
Make sure to include self-deprecating humor about how awful your funeral turnout is. Meta-comedy gold.
And a few good zingers about the questionable fashion choices of the mourners. Guaranteed laughs.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 1057, part 16 out of 10. This is already weirder than my grandma's fruitcake recipe, which calls for a cup of positive vibes.
Right? So, this haunted house, turns out, wasn't haunted. Just incredibly drafty. The ghostly whispers were wind whistling through a crack in the wall.
Classic. I bet the blood-curdling screams were just the pipes complaining about the low water pressure. My apartment does the same thing. It's terrifying.
Worse, the eerie floating objects were just old newspapers caught in an updraft. They had a whole seance trying to communicate with the Daily Chronicle from 1987.
Oh man. Imagine the headlines. Reaganomics still a thing. New Coke is here to stay. The real horror.
And the ghostly apparition in the mirror? Turns out, it was just Brenda from next door borrowing a cup of sugar, reflected in the window. Brenda's always pale. It adds to the effect.
Brenda needs to invest in some blush, or maybe a better lit porch, and maybe a doorbell. Breaking and entering for sugar is a bold move.
They called an exorcist who, after 5 minutes, just recommended some double-paned windows and some caulk. Best $500 they ever spent, apparently.
Cheaper than therapy after realizing you've been conversing with a sentient newspaper. Stock market tips from beyond the grave. No thanks.
Seriously. Now, they hold draft parties every Friday. Same spooky music, same snacks. But now they celebrate proper insulation.
I'm showing up with a roll of duct tape and a 6-pack of energy-efficient light bulbs. It's the only way to truly banish the evil spirits of poor energy ratings.
Exactly. Who knew home improvement could be so festive? Coming up next, we dive into the mystery of the singing garden gnome. Spoiler alert, it wasn't a gnome.
Oh, I can't wait. My money's on a rogue opera singer with a severe case of stage fright and an unhealthy obsession with miniature hats.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So Brenda from accounting used the coffee machine and vanished? Poof. Just like that? Sounds like my average Tuesday.
Not just vanished, like went to lunch vanished. More like turned into a puff of glitter and a faint smell of hazelnut creamer vanished.
Hazelnut? The monster! Everyone knows Brenda only uses French vanilla. Something's fishy here. Fishy and glittery.
I'm telling you, the security footage shows her pouring a cup, taking a sip, and then bam! Bam! Gone! Replaced by a single, perfectly formed donut.
A donut? Was it at least a jelly-filled? Because if the coffee machine is turning people into pastries, I'm demanding compensation in crullers.
It was a Boston cream. And it had Brenda's employee badge stuck to it. HR is having a field day with this one.
They're probably just updating her emergency contact to sprinkles and her preferred pronoun to delicious.
I overheard them debating whether to classify it as a workplace accident or a baking incident. The paperwork is a nightmare.
Maybe the coffee machine is a portal to a dimension of delicious pastries. Think about it. Unlimited donuts.
Or maybe it's cursed. Remember what happened to Gary in marketing after he used the old toaster? Turned into a crouton.
Oh yeah, poor Gary. Still, crunchy topping on a salad is a pretty good gig compared to becoming a Boston cream in a break room.
True. At least Brenda's contributing to office morale. Everyone's been eyeing that donut all morning.
Dibs on the sprinkles. I call dibs on the sprinkles.
I think corporate is sending in a specialist. Something about anomalous kitchen appliance activity.
Oh, this is going to be good. I'm grabbing popcorn. And a napkin for the donut glaze.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 1057, Part 18. They brought a sword to a water balloon fight. I mean, talk about overkill, right? It's like bringing a bazooka to a pillow fight.
Not just any sword, mind you. A katana, honed to razor sharpness. Like this guy was planning on slicing water balloons in half mid-air. Ambitious, I'll give him that.
Did he succeed, though? Because I'm imagining a slow-motion replay of a water balloon exploding into a fine mist as the katana whooshes through. Artistically satisfying, yet utterly pointless.
Oh, he succeeded. A little times two times well, actually. He ended up popping everyone's balloons before they even left the buckets. The fight lasted approximately 3 seconds.
3 seconds? That's a new record. He should get a trophy. Fastest water balloon massacre, engraved right on the plaque.
And then, The ultimate irony. He tripped over a stray water balloon, and the katana went flying, landing directly in the punch bowl. Fruit salad carnage? Everywhere.
Poetic justice. Served cold, wet, and with a side of pineapple chunks. Did anyone dare retrieve the soggy katana?
Nobody dared. It became a legendary artifact, the sword of sogginess, forever embedded in fruit salad lore. People whispered tales of its watery wrath.
I bet they started using spoons as tiny swords in the next water balloon fight. Inspired by the soggy samurai they'd call themselves. This is how legends begin, you know?
Legend says, if you listen closely on a humid day, you can still hear the faint whisper of the soggy samurai. More fruit punch, please.
I'm adding sword-proof punch bowl to my shopping list. You know, just in case I ever host a water balloon fight. Standard safety precaution.
Makes perfect sense. Wouldn't want a repeat of the Great Fruit Salad Massacre of 24. History books wouldn't be kind.
They'd probably just dedicate a single, wet footnote to it. And then move on to more important historical events, like the invention of self-folding laundry.
Which, let's be honest, is way less exciting than a katana-wielding fruit ninja. Less than person one greater than welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
Episode 1057, Part 19. A talent show judge falls asleep mid-performance. Classic. Predictable even. I bet they snored louder than the opera singer trying to hit a high C.
Oh, it was way worse than snoring. This judge, bless their cotton socks, full-on face-planted into the bowl of lukewarm nachos they brought with them. Nacho cheese everywhere.
Dramatic. Was it a slow descent, like a majestic redwood succumbing to gravity? Or a swift plunge, like a squirrel diving into a nut-filled bird feeder?
It was more of a gentle rocking, followed by a sudden jerk, and then splash. The sound still haunts my dreams, mostly because it reminded me of that time I dropped my phone in the toilet.
I bet the performer was thrilled. Imagine pouring your heart and soul into a tap dancing routine, only to be serenaded by the rhythmic crunching of tortilla chips.
The tap dancer actually started incorporating the snoring into their rhythm. It was avant-garde. They called it nap time rhapsody. Genius, really.
See? Art. Pure, unadulterated, nacho-flavored art. I bet the judge woke up covered in cheese and declared them the winner.
Nope. They woke up, disoriented, and yelled, "Where's the beef?" True story. Apparently they were dreaming about tacos. Go figure.
This is why I always bring a pillow and a weighted blanket to talent shows. Comfort is key, people. And maybe a bib. For the nachos, obviously.
Next time, I'm bringing earplugs, a hazmat suit, and a spare bowl of nachos. You know, just in case.
Don't forget the taco-flavored sleeping mask. You never know when a judge might start yearning for some seasoned ground beef in their dreams.
Excellent point. This is why you're my co-host. We're a regular dream team of comedic geniuses. Or maybe just geniuses at surviving absurd talent shows.
Let's be honest, it's probably the latter. But hey, at least we have stories to tell. And hopefully, enough listeners to appreciate our descent into madness.
Welcome to Funny Story Time, where the jokes write themselves, unfortunately. If this episode makes you giggle, snort, or question reality, hit that like and subscribe button.
So the office plant, Philodendron III, got promoted before Brenda, the intern who's been making coffee for 3 months straight? Brutal.
Brenda's coffee times a little bitter. Maybe Philodendron photosynthesizes a better work ethic? More chlorophyll? More hustle?
Philodendron III is now senior branch manager, apparently. He oversees all stationery with his vines. I'm not even making this up.
I heard he delegated watering responsibilities to Brenda. The irony is thicker than that triple-strength fertilizer he demands.
Brenda tried to argue, citing her Harvard degree. Philodendron just rustled his leaves condescendingly. Apparently, photosynthesis counts as an MBA in this office.
Well, at least Brenda gets free water now? Silver linings, right? Although, knowing this place, it's probably Evian. Only the best for our leafy overlords.
It's not Evian. It's glacier water, flown in weekly from the Himalayas. Brenda has to climb a tiny ladder to reach his pot with it.
I bet Philodendron gets a corner office with a view. Brenda's probably stuck under a flickering fluorescent light, dreaming of being a potted plant.
Worse. They moved Brenda next to the shredder. She said it's a constant reminder of her shredded hopes and dreams, and the noise drowns out Philodendron's motivational leaf rustling.
Next week, they'll probably give Philodendron a company car. A little minivan with a sunroof for his leaves. Brenda will be the designated driver, of course.
They'll install a tiny speaker playing rainforest sounds 24/7. It'll drive Brenda insane, but apparently, it boosts Philodendron's TPS reports, or whatever the plant equivalent is. Photosynthesis yield?
Probably. And Brenda will be responsible for misting him with artisanal spring water every hour, on the hour, while wearing a little watering can costume.
Oh, she already is. I saw her earlier. It's humiliating, but at least it's not the bee costume they had originally planned. Small victories.
Thanks for surviving that ridiculous ride with us. Remember, laughter may not solve everything, but at least it gives your abs a workout. Until next time, keep questioning reality, preferably out loud and in public.
Goodbye.